This is Jimmy.
I'm Jason.
And this is Thinking Outside the Pod. Hello and welcome to episode 95.
Yep, that's a number, all right.
It is still a number. We are still numbering our episodes. We should just one day just switch to letters or something.
Switch
All right.
to alpha instead of numeric.
Just go Roman numerals.
Oh, and that is David. David is back for the
Yep.
second episode in a row.
Once again.
I know we got tremendous amount of feedback saying,
I replaced Fish. I killed him. I'm taking over the podcast.
You heard it.
oh no.
You heard it here first.
Cops. Oh, no. Knock, knock, knock. Oh no. Cops are here. There he is, officers. He just admitted it on record. But yeah, episode 95. Last week we kind of stuck to new trailers, and it's kind of like what we're doing this week.
Yeah.
There's some more new trailers have come out, so we'll discuss those.
Yeah, and you know what's today? The 13th. 5 days till Star Wars.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Yeah, or 4 days for people on the other side of the world.
yeah, so
So,
me
like-
and Jason got our tickets.
like the
David is going to be out of town.
Unfortunately, yes, I will
he
be
might-
out of town in
on
Virginia.
business. So he said he might watch it, but it would be with coworkers, so it might be kind of weird.
This is the official start of like blackout on the internet.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's gonna be a lot of spoilers and stuff, and there's probably gonna be like cam versions of the movie
yeah.
and stuff like that.
It's like no Reddit, no Imgur.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna have
None.
the week after. I'm gonna have to just not
Yeah.
get on the internet because I've been trying to avoid anything about the new trailers because I kind of hated that they keep releasing new trailers about the film. I'm like, you're giving away the film.
Yeah. Like.
Well,
That's
I mean,
what, like, a
lot
couple-
of the new trailers, they don't even show a whole lot of new footage.
Yeah, but still, like,
there's still
there used to be
clips
one
of
trailer
stuff.
for a film, and then you're like all excited and you go see the film.
I
Now
get-
they're releasing all this stuff.
Was it like Marvel that like changed that? Because yeah, it used to be like if you look up if you go back and like look at an old movie's trailer, like it's just the one trailer.
Yeah, now you
And-
got number 1, number 2, number 3,
Yeah,
number 4.
or like there's a teaser, or like this is
Oh,
like
yeah.
this is the teaser after of the
I
first
saw
trailer. It's like
a
what?
trailer for a trailer.
Well, yeah, that was
Yeah,
what
yeah.
that was what Deadpool did. He
Mhm.
did the trailer before the teaser
Yeah.
for the trailer.
Yeah, so
It's like, hey, in a few days we're coming out with the trailer. Like,
Did-
come on.
Yeah.
I wonder when it had to be like superhero movies. 'Cause I don't remember like even like
I don't remember how heavily the first Iron Man was promoted, or even the Hulk movies.
yeah I don't know, but that's what I think started that trend, kind of the build up,
Yeah.
like the slow build up, and in some cases like what we talked about last week, the Batman one, like just intense build up just right away, just second trailer
shows the entire movie.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean from the Star Wars ones, like you kind of get the gist of the movie. There's still probably some big reveals that are going to happen, but
Yeah.
you know the kind of the plot.
It's an establishing film for the
Mhm.
since they're taking it in a new direction.
Mhm. Well, they're
Wait.
introducing new characters, so
Yeah, so I can understand they're trying to establish this is how we're gonna do things.
Yeah.
So I would like to think maybe when they come out with episodes 8 and 9
Mhm.
that they're gonna pull back a little bit
yeah.
and be like, okay, well this is how this first film's gonna run.
Mm.
Now we're gonna make it a mystery for the rest of them.
I'm not
Yeah, so now-
super into lore of the Star Wars, but is this all new content? Do you know?
Yes, because the old universe is dead.
Yeah,
Okay.
like they after the
Disney,
6 movies, they
yeah.
after Disney
After
bought
Disney
them,
bought them out,
all the extended
all the
universe.
extended
Erased
stuff is
canon.
gone.
yeah, it's no longer canon.
Okay.
So, and Jason was all into that.
Bullshit.
So now I know just as much as him.
I mean,
'cause
I thought
everything he
that-
knows is not canon anymore.
it's
I mean,
irrelevant.
I thought it
Just
was
like,
like
haha.
useless knowledge before. Now
Well,
it's like
super-
useless and irrelevant.
I know the people that like edit Wikipedia. They're just like, no.
Are you freaking kidding me?
I
400 pages delete.
I know.
I spent the last 5 years of my life.
I could have had a girlfriend.
I quit my job.
No, you couldn't have.
Well, maybe the possibility.
There's
Like, who am
girls
I
that
kidding?
like,
You're
girls
an
like
ad-
Star Wars
I
too.
know. Yeah, I know.
What? David, there's 2 rules. Girls don't poop and girls don't like Star Wars.
All right, that's
That's all you
50% true.
That's all you need to know about women.
Okay, so Carrie Fisher doesn't like Star Wars.
Everyone,
No, she hates it.
She hates.
If she liked Star Wars, she would have done it for free.
like I would have done it. J.J. Abrams, if you need some actors for, I'll do
JJ
it for
It's
free.
like
To play
J.J.
the new
Abrams. Carrie Fisher wants to go back in her slave Leia costume. Like, no.
he's
No.
like, he's,
No.
he's like, I know she wants to. She said it she kept coming to set with it on. I'm like, no, come on,
God,
Carrie, Mrs. Fisher.
please. like
No,
she
she
just
goes
has
up
it.
to him,
She
"Call
just
me
has it
Leia."
on. Like she has it on underneath all of her.
Yeah.
Like on her
She's
regular
been wearing it for
costume.
the past 30 years.
Oh gosh.
It's like, all right, well, I have it on in case you guys ever wanted me to put it on. Like, no, that's fine.
At a moment's notice, JJ, just let me know if this scene needs some spicing up.
Yeah.
It's like you're a general.
Yeah.
You don't need.
I wonder
your
if they're
scenes to be-
gonna. I wonder if they're gonna have a callback to that outfit. Like they show like Han and Leia's house or something, and like
And it's,
they
like,
like walk
hanging
past a closet, and it's like hanging up in there or something.
That'd be ridiculous.
That'd be awesome. Though. It'd be
I
like,
know.
They still role play with it.
like that was like
Han's
the,
like, call me Jabba.
or she makes Han wear it.
Oh,
no, sucky bike.
Oh.
Yeah.
In the bedroom, Han shot first.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
To Leia's
Sorry.
dismay.
Oh. No. Yeah, I think that'd be worth the ticket price right there if they did that. That'd be
Just
funny.
to see that out.
JJ just goes
for a
crazy.
split second.
Just crazy with the reference, like
Yeah.
the.
To
If
see
you
it on
look
someone-
closely, you see the slave layout in every scene.
it's like Seinfeld, like how there's a Superman in every episode, like somewhere.
Oh, yeah, in
Was
his
it-
apartment?
Is it Pulp Fiction? There's like a can of like Red Bull or something. Or not Red Bull. But there's something in every scene, I think, of Pulp Fiction.
I know what you're talking about.
It's like a sign or something. Oh,
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of what
But I haven't
it
gone
is.
back and checked it out. I'm like, there's no way he's gotten it in every shot.
Well, yeah, I don't, or like in every scene, maybe not in every
Maybe.
shot, or something like that, or every
Yeah.
filming spot. I don't know. But also in the TV series Psych, if you ever
Okay.
heard
Yeah.
about that, but they have a pineapple in
Really?
every episode somewhere, either a picture of a pineapple or
That's funny.
a pine.
I've seen a few episodes. It was all right.
It's fine.
You think it was just like a coincidence at first that a pineapple just happened to be somewhere, and they're just like, you know what? Let's just keep it running.
I think that's what happened. Like there was like the first couple episodes, like in their office, I think they had a pineapple somewhere, or like there was a plot that had something to do with a pineapple, and then like fans noticed it and they're like, all right, we'll just do it in every episode. Just
No, because Psych's over, isn't it?
yeah, it had their finale.
Wouldn't that have been something if like a serial killer or something, like pineapples were his calling card, and they just keep like missing it at every crime scene they go to? They just find like cans of pineapple, and they don't even think about
And then
it.
they think back and because he has
Like the very
thing-
last episode, there's like it all comes rushing back to him. Like,
yeah,
oh
'cause-
my
'cause
god!
the thing is he has like a photographic memory, and that's like his, and he uses that to solve crimes, and he plays it off as he's a psychic, but it's really just him remembering everything or whatever. So like he just thinks back and like goes through like every like the hundreds of episodes, like there's pineapple there. Oh my god! He's like, I
draws
left
it.
clues all over town. Took you this long to find me.
He draws it out on a map and it's in the shape of a pineapple.
My
These are all the dead bodies.
Oh my god, that'd be funny. Well, I guess it's already over. So.
Alternate universe.
Maybe we can just shoot a fan made thing, just
Let's
the
call it
pineapple. Yeah, the pineapple murderer, the pineapple strangler, something like that. Okay, but yeah, so we weren't going to talk about Star Wars, but
Too late.
What was
New trailers.
yeah, the new trailers, the X-Men Apocalypse.
Yes.
So that just came out. Thoughts on that? What do you think of his look? I know we've talked about it on the podcast, but not with David here.
I'm
but-
not too worried about it. Like obviously, and I think he should be a little bit bigger, and which they can do. They did it in Lord of the Rings. You know, the camera trickery to make him bigger. Like they can make him bigger.
Because in the comics he's bigger, right?
Yeah.
like
he's
a
ma-
big.
yeah,
he's
he's
a,
massive.
he's
in
a
the
big
comics.
person.
and then he can alter his body size.
Yeah, the actor's only
too.
5'7", and
Because
that's Oscar Isaac,
sound
right?
All,
Yes.
That's the actor who's playing it.
Yeah.
He's also in Star Wars.
He
Let's
does-
talk about Star Wars again.
he doesn't actually sound all that intimidating either.
I haven't heard him.
Like he says some stuff in this. Well, in both trailers, in the first trailer and this one, he talks some stuff. But yeah, no, I don't. I can't remember it being like menacing or
Yeah, like his voice isn't like
Like the
eh.
original Darth Vader. Back to Star Wars.
yeah, like Apocalypse is like, you guys,
I'm gonna
You guys
kill
are
all
gonna
of you."
follow me. I will get
I'm
full
gonna
of people.
I'm gonna gather my horsemen and destroy this
stuff.
destroy this world after
Yeah.
I go to my magic card tournament.
Hey, Magic's awesome. MTG is amazing.
No, I've never played it, but I'm.
But yeah,
uh,
like what the direction they're going, I've kind of liked the I'd say prequels to all this
Mhm.
stuff. Obviously, the modern day X-Men ones, the last 2 movies or whatever, were kind of bombs. But the
Mhm.
the
Wait,
newest
which one?
ones,
Wait, I would say the
they're-
last 2 were
not
pretty
the
good.
not the prequels, kind of the one with
the
Phoenix
original
and
trilogy.
Oh,
Yeah,
Last Stand.
yeah,
and,
Last Stand, and then they kind of went off the rails there. But then when they went back in
Yeah,
time
I
to
know.
start
X-Men
over,
United was number 2.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, those were pretty awful.
Well,
especially
there weren't
Last Stand was pretty.
There weren't any I didn't like super dislike, but yeah, they weren't as good as
yeah,
the newer ones, or even like
Um,
X-Men or the Wolverine
Well,
one wasn't. It was all right.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, and the fact of the matter is, the X-Men movies are about X-Men, Wolverine, X-Men 2, Wolverine,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
X-Men 3, Wolverine.
well, Hugh Jackman, I think, like is no longer going to be. I think he's
What?
like this is his last one. I think he said he's. Like,
he
he's
has
try-
one
he
more.
might-
He has one more solo movie.
that might be
as X-
that
as-
might be
as
his last one.
Wolverine.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I remember
nobody
hearing
else-
something about that.
I want to see a young Wolverine.
I would like to. I would like to see.
but I guess we can't. That's 300 years ago.
I
or so.
wonder. I wonder if he's going to have a cameo in the Deadpool movie because Wolverine and Deadpool have quite a
mhm.
uh,
Well,
history.
I mean,
same
he had a
thing as-
cameo in the Wolverine movie, but like not really Deadpool,
Yeah.
but Deadpool.
and I
Deadpool.
mean I mean, hell, for that matter, Deadpool and Spider-Man have quite a
Mhm.
history together.
I've been
too.
seeing a lot of stuff of them online
Yeah,
lately.
I guess they're doing like a new comic series or something about that with them too.
So maybe in the new Deadpool they'll
Have
introduce
new
like
Wolverine,
introduce
actor.
a new Wolverine.
Yeah, I mean Hugh Jackman is really good at it. He like now whenever I think of Wolverine, that's what I think of.
he's the Wolverine until
Well,
somebody
even like
else
the
can come do
cartoon,
it.
I'm like, that looks like Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, like
Well, except like Hugh Jackman's like 3 feet taller than like
Yeah, the
than
actual
what
Wolverine.
Wolverine is.
yeah, Wolverine's supposed to be a
Like,
really
I'm like
short guy.
5'6", and I think I'm probably taller than Wolverine.
Because
Because the dude's just supposed to be stacked. Like he's supposed to just be like this small, ripped dude,
Mhm.
like a brick house.
yeah,
You know,
but yeah, Hugh Jackman is like
Hugh
over
Jackman
6.
is also a brick house, but he's more like the chimney of the brick house.
he's a brick house with a big
He's a
chimney.
roadhouse.
All right,
Um,
Jimmy. Well, enough about your fantasies. With
No,
Jackson.
not
yeah,
enough.
they've
Hugh
introduced some
Jackman's
new
chimney.
characters. You see Storm.
Yeah,
Uh,
Mohawk,
young
Mohawk
Storm. Yeah, there's a young Jean Grey, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sophie
yeah.
Turner from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Is Patrick Stewart and Michael Fassbender? Do they make appearances in this one?
Not Patrick Stewart. It's
I didn't see Patrick Stewart in there.
No.
That-
Yeah,
that's Patrick. It's Patrick Stewart.
that's the older one.
I'm asking, does he?
No,
make
I think-
appearances?
Oh,
I think this is
We
to-
didn't see him
Yeah, I think
at
this
the
is
end of the
total-
trailer. He's bald, and he's got the trademark X wheelchair.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I just because in the last
think
movie they
it's-
did the whole time travel
I
thing,
think-
so I don't
Oh,
know if
that-
I think this
they'll-
one is fully in the past, so there's
Yeah.
there's
This
no
one is like
future.
10 years after the last one, and
Mhm.
that one was 10 years after the one before that.
Yeah, so it's
This is, I think, 85.
Well, I mean, still the timeline's screwed up either way, because Days of Future Past was them about changing the past or whatever,
Mhm.
and there's that whole thing with Wolverine, like what happened to him
Mhm.
after all those years,
yeah.
and then
Well, the
like,
same thing happened. Like he was
like
still
cha-
found by Stryker, so
Yeah.
he still got the medal. So he still has.
Well,
the
no, that
medal.
wasn't Stryker though.
It was
that
Mystique.
that was
yeah,
Mystique as Stryker.
Maybe it's always been. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Mm.
Yeah,
That
because it had
that
the
can't
eyes.
be, 'cause- well, I
Like,
guess
that's, like, been,
what's the
like,
thing,
the-
the original movies got
Yeah,
erased.
it's like
so-
the biggest like what the hell? Because does
Like,
he
why?
still have?
Yeah.
Does he still have bone claws, or is
Mhm.
he getting his medal
Yeah.
back?
Well, I mean, I don't like that's like been like the big plot.
Maybe
twist.
that's like his last movie. They explain like what the hell happened to him.
Yeah, maybe.
Wolverine and
Like
Because,
what
uh,
happens after that?
Well, I mean, and they fixed this whole timeline so like, oh, the Sentinel thing didn't happen, but then
Mhm.
Apocalypse happens anyway.
Yeah. Well,
Like, was that always going to happen? Like, if they just waited out the Sentinels long
Well,
enough, would Apocalypse have shown up?
I think Apocalypse always shows up. Like his lore. Like I watched like a trailer breakdown where they kind of talked about Apocalypse, and he shows up randomly, like whenever the Earth needs to be swept clean or whatever. So like I guess he was gonna happen. Maybe
Well,
it happened sooner.
like I
or
said,
something.
what I just find strange, like the whole Sentinels thing.
Mhm.
Like, where was Apocalypse? He could have just come out and been like, "All right, I'll destroy all the Sentinels."
Mhm.
Uh,
Oh yeah, because he's the father of the mutants or something.
Yeah.
and
basically. Well, he's the first.
Well, maybe
Plus, like,
maybe that's
plus like alien tech and everything.
Yeah, he's fused himself with an alien spaceship tech.
is that what happened? Is
And,
that
yeah.
well?
Well, like, he was a mutant to start off with, but
Mhm.
then he found in the comics he found alien tech, and then he like
He
just
used it to
that
enhance his
used that to
powers.
further mutate himself,
Mhm.
and
And then I don't know why he went into hibernation for
He's a-
5,000 years.
Well,
well,
really
he
tired.
wanted to wait for a time when more mutants were around,
Oh.
and then come back.
And so now he
Well,
just wakes up.
they
So, I mean, there's a
they'll
lot of things
Maybe
that
get
are
into
kinda-
it. Yeah,
Like,
but
there's a
still.
lot of things that are kind of up in the air about that whole, like, what happened with Wolverine and
Well,
where was
there's this movie
where was
might talk about.
Apocalypse during the Sentinel and
They'll might I don't know. They still like it's the trailers don't really show that much as far as like those other details. But what it shows, like Olivia Munn as Psylocke.
Mhm.
What does Psylocke do? What is her? I know she Olivia Munn is showing like her like doing sword fighting. So maybe
I
sword.
think
like a-
she's with Apocalypse. But
Well, yeah,
It's like
she's
a
one of the
psionic-
horsemen, I
like
think.
a psychic dagger, I think. And
Oh,
she can, I think, manifest
Mhm.
psychic energy.
yeah, because I think the four horsemen that they show in the trailer is going to be her, Psylocke, Storm, Magneto, and someone else.
In one of the comic book stories, I think Wolverine is offered to be one of the four horsemen. So
Mhm.
if Hugh Jackman appears in this one,
Mhm.
he might
Maybe that.
might be one of the horsemen,
And then also
which will then make it X-Men Wolverine.
and then it also showed Jennifer Lawrence
Yeah, as a
Yeah.
Mystique again.
as like part of the X-Men,
yeah,
and then it showed Nightcrawler.
Yeah. The young
Who else was in
Nightcrawler.
it?
it showed Beast again.
Oh, Jubilee,
Yeah.
her as like the
Quicksilver.
oh yeah,
was in it as
showed
well.
Quicksilver running. So I mean, I really liked Days of Future Past. Like it was fine.
Yeah.
Like the scene with Quicksilver
Yeah.
was really awesome. Like the one where he's running around.
Yeah,
That was really good. So I'm excited for it, but
I
also,
wonder if like Magneto will find out that Quicksilver's his kid.
they kind of hinted at it, like in the first
Yeah.
one
Well, yeah,
where
'cause-
he's like, my dad's
Like,
good
my-
with metal or something like that.
Well,
or,
no, like
My
I
dad knew a
think his
guy,
mom-
or my mom knew a guy, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's like,
And then he's
it's
like,
your son.
elevator door.
well,
opens
then
up.
then that whole thing is too. Is like, well, where's Scarlet Witch at?
Mhm. Well,
So
they did talk about Scarlet Witch, kind of.
they?
Yeah, in the movie, because they had a third daughter. Like whenever they first go to meet Quicksilver with Beast, Patrick or Xavier and Wolverine,
Mhm.
they go up to the house and the mom lets him in, and then like there's a little girl who's like playing around, and she's like, go up, play with your sister, and she's like, no, she's weird. Like that was supposed to be
Oh.
Scarlet Witch.
I'll have to go back and watch that scene again
Mhm.
and see that.
Yeah, they did talk about Scarlet Witch kind of, but she was never
And I
seen.
wonder if she ever makes it out.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe
this is
she'll
gonna
be-
this is gonna make it extremely difficult for when they finally like converge all of the like Marvel universes.
Yeah. Do you think that'll ever happen? Like the like
I don't know. I mean, Fox. The only good thing Fox has done has been the X-Men movies.
yeah.
I mean, even that's been shoddy.
Because
at
what
best.
else is they just did Fantastic Four,
Yeah, they
right?
did Fantastic Four. I think they had a stake in the Spider-Man movies as well.
Mhm.
I think
who-
they. I
who
think
did
they were
Blade?
the first. I think they were the
Blade?
first. I think 20th century.
Oh, okay.
I think they did the Sam Raimi Spider. No, that was Sony.
Yeah, Sony did the first Spider-Man's.
Uh,
The second? No, I think
so yeah, Fox's stake is Fantastic Four and
X-Men.
X-Men.
Which-
And Fantastic Four is
Mhm.
Yeah.
no one really wanted it in the first place. I don't think.
I mean, I was younger back then, so I didn't mind.
I doubt they're going to remake it after two kind of
I think
mess
yeah,
ups.
because they were
Well, they
talking
did
about
with
it.
the, they
Yeah,
did. Well, I guess it with the Hulk, but they didn't really make a third.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
the
they-
Hulk
they-
is.
They
yeah.
just introduced him in the Avengers, and
Mhm.
that was it.
Yeah.
And he did
Well-
well there.
Well, with the Fantastic Four, because they had a sequel already slated
Yeah, and
for
they
the
shot-
latest
yeah.
remake, and they took it off their roster for next year.
Yeah, they
So
shelved
they're
it.
not planning on making a sequel anymore as of yet.
Yeah, unless it probably gets reworked or something. And I mean, with how superhero movies are doing, we might see another one, maybe another retooled version of it, which is gonna get annoying. So far, that's like
It's like,
2
come on,
tries.
it's
Yeah.
like, give it to Marvel. Let them do it because they appear to be the only ones that can really do it consistently well.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Just give it up. Like, don't do this, Fox.
it's like we're gonna try again. 3 strikes, and once we get our 3rd strike, then
You know,
we'll-
actually, that the Incredible Hulk movie is officially part of the canon.
the Edward Norton one.
Yeah, the Edward Norton one.
Yeah,
is
that's
officially part of the
Marvel.
canon now because in the trailer for Civil War, General Thunderbolt Ross is in that, and they're like, I think one of like the rewinds I watched of it said that's the like only thing besides the Hulk himself that connects that movie to the rest of the Marvel universe is General Ross.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now
so
that he's in it as that same character, it's like, oh, okay, well now.
well, I always thought that was part of the canon. That Hulk movie, the other Hulk movie, the
Eric Bana,
the
Ang Lee.
one wasn't
Awful.
like that was just bad. But well, I mean what was his name again in it? Who was the actor?
Eric Bana.
Yeah, Eric Bana. I didn't think he was bad as the Hulk. Like he was, but the
think
movie
overall,
wasn't.
the movie, yeah.
The rest of it wasn't bad. Like he was a fine Bruce Banner, I thought. 'Cause
Oh, no.
Bruce Banner doesn't
Now-
have to be really
Now,
anybody.
Jennifer Connelly or Liv Tyler?
Jennifer Connelly, I think. Well, I don't know.
Because they haven't introduced. I wonder if Betty Ross is going to come into play in Civil War. And who will they
I don't
bring?
know
in-
because
I wonder
they're
who they'll bring
really
in
they're
for
really
that.
pushing the Scarlet Witch.
Or Black Widow.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, Black Widow Hulk thing, Bruce Banner thing. So, but
I
at
think
the
they
end
may
of
have
this
just
one,
gotten rid of Betty Ross altogether.
I don't know. There was just someone from his past. I don't know if they've really talked. They haven't talked about her because there's not much Hulk stuff other than he was hiding out in South America. or
I'm
whatever.
kind of torn between
Liv
Connelly and Liv Tyler.
Connolly's older now.
Yeah.
I think it's starting to show, which is fine. I'm not nothing against older women. That's
You're older than
whatever.
21?
You know,
Yeah.
Jimmy, we're talking strictly their portrayals of the characters here.
well,
God.
I don't really remember Connolly's
Yeah.
Betty Ross.
No.
I kind of know
I lied.
Liv. Huh?
I lied.
What?
I lied.
It's all about the body. Yeah, well, yeah, that
Jennifer
movie,
Connelly in
I kinda forgot everything about
Requiem
that
of a Dream.
Requiem of a Dream. That's the one where she goes to that one party.
Yeah,
Or
at the
she's
end.
on like a horse or something.
And
and
yeah.
lewd activities are conducted.
I close my eyes during those scenes. It's I
Out of respect.
see no evil.
Yeah.
But yeah, out of respect.
But hear
for-
evil.
I hear it, and it was hot.
Oh,
Whoa, I'm sorry. Whoa.
Back topic.
Whoa.
Well, anyway, X-Men.
X-Men. Yeah.
Yes, I like what they're doing with this new one and where they're going.
Yeah.
They've been doing really well so far in the last few movies. So.
Well, it's good that they did. It's smart that they went back in time, like to where they.
Yeah.
Well, because they
The
erased the
retcon
bad.
and-
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, those movies weren't that good, but there wasn't really like all the actors were getting older, so they needed to really go back in time and start over. So,
Well, I think also because the bad guys, yeah, like there was at some point where all the villains, they're like, oh wait, they did this when they were younger. Shit, back in time.
yeah,
So yeah, they're introducing Apocalypse. You know, the other one was Magneto, and
yeah. So, I mean, I'm excited to see it. It's a Zack Snyder still doing X-Men. Is he the guy?
Zack Snyder is Batman.
And
Superman.
who's doing these?
I have no idea.
so yeah, I'm waiting to see that. It looks like it's going to be pretty good. And there's some scenes where they go back in. I don't know if they go back in time, but it shows ancient Egypt in its lush heyday. So we're gonna get some original
Singer?
Apocalypse.
Brian Singer. That's what it was.
And there's a
I
scene
knew that
where
before I even looked it up.
Apocalypse and Xavier are actually fighting. You know, he's walking, so it looks like it's like a
Yeah,
mental
like
game.
that's the one scene I remember. Like has something to do with his like body manipulation. Is that like Apocalypse is like huge and he's holding down Xavier with like his hand.
So
Like he's like turning
somehow
into a giant.
it's Xavier like does a mental link with him, so they're fighting in the mind.
Oh, okay, that's pretty
So-
cool. Yeah, because Bryan
see,
Singer also he did some of the other X-Men. He's like one of the big.
I think he's done pretty much all of them,
Is he? Well,
except
yeah.
for the Wolverine films.
Yeah. So he's fine. Like there's a big criticism about how they made Apocalypse look like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, he's Ivan Ooze.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. But yeah, I mean, I never read the comic books.
Yeah.
I only know of Apocalypse from just random images I may have seen of him. So I think it would probably be fine. Like once it's on the screen and I'm
Yeah.
watching it, it's just gonna be like, okay, that's Apocalypse.
Well, I think it's kind of same thing they had with the new Ninja Turtles,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like,
Speaking
okay,
of
we
trailers,
accepted the new one after a while. We hated it first, but once we saw them, it's like I still hate them. But
Yeah,
Um,
it's they do not.
'Cause
look
I never
good.
accepted. the new
yeah, I
Ninja
didn't
Turtles.
accept them. But with the new, speaking of, it's a nice transition, the new Turtle trailer. I'd rather see the second one. I've never seen the first one, but this new one looks decent.
Yes, I agree. Like there's we were talking about this before. Like it was they're bringing back a lot of like the toys that I had.
Yeah.
Like the Bebop and Rocksteady and the
Mm-hmm.
van. I'm like, oh, I remember having those things, and it shot a little sewer
Which could
things.
decapitate people.
I know those things are freaking.
Those things are
Like
heavy.
they just shoot manhole covers like this.
Hog.
Like we're just
There's a
like,
massacre at the
like, we're
18th
just,
Street Tunnel.
Like we're just looking to disable people. Like yeah, you are disabling them from the
Oh.
neck down.
Oh no!
Break them back. Those things weigh like 70 pounds.
It's like solid cast iron,
Yeah.
freaking heavy
They're
pieces
just-
of metal.
Like, hey,
Thanks
go,
a lot, Donatello.
Yeah.
Say hey, go capture that guy. We need to interrogate him.
Well, there's a clip where
Alright,
they're like,
well.
press the button, and he's like, what button? And he
Mhm.
pressed something, and it shoots out the front and takes a guy out. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, he's dead.
Yeah, I know, definitely. But yeah, so yeah, yes, I don't like how they look, and it's kind of just like, but they are throwing a lot of nostalgic things in there. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right.
Well, I think
might
that's
see it.
why I can appreciate this one a little bit better, is because the Bebop and Rocksteady actually kind of look like the original Bebop and
Mhm.
Rocksteady.
Yeah.
Unlike the first film where their Shredder was a Transformer because it's Michael Bay and nobody likes Michael Bay anymore. Little side rant.
And Michael Bay had some leftover
Well, that's the thing
animations
with
from
the new-
Transformers. It's
with
like,
the-
I gotta
way-
use these properties.
yeah, so
With
let's,
the way he's doing this, I don't really like his art style that he's going. I'm not even trying to hate on him. I'm trying to be a little more constructive about it. Like,
Mhm.
I don't
No,
like the
Jimmy,
way he's
I think
taking
he's
it.
trying to hate on him a little bit.
you hate Michael Bay?
Yes.
On this podcast, we love Michael Bay and everything he does.
Get out!
Well,
That's it. We're watching
um,
all the Transformers movies
so-
right now.
Right then.
I might actually go
We're
see
not
this one
cutting.
in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Just
I
'cause
s-
it does look better. And then I don't really like Megan Fox because I don't like her. Like, April O'Neil doesn't seem that young in my eyes. In the
Mhm.
original cartoon and the original movies, she was a little bit older,
Mhm.
kind of like a motherly figure and this and that.
Yeah.
This one, it's Megan Fox.
Yeah, she's, and I don't really like. She's fine as a,
I would call her
Female,
like
but-
a B actress.
but she's that's the big criticism that she always gets. Like she's not that good of an actress.
Yeah.
Like it's very stilted. It seems very stilted.
Well, I would think she never had to really act because she was so hot.
Yeah.
So-
it's like I'm eye candy. Eye candy
Yeah.
doesn't need to act.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I would say. The first Transformers got
Unfortunately.
super big. Is kind of
Mm.
because of that.
Yeah. And I saw the first one in theaters just because I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I was
Yeah.
just like, I'll give it a chance. But he changed too much. Like
Yeah.
he made it too much his own, Michael Bay. Even though he didn't direct it, he was just a producer, executive producer or whatever. But
He still had input.
yeah, no, it was. He definitely left his mark on that movie.
Well, he's
but-
like, in the credits, my font's gonna be two sizes too bigger than all of yours.
yep. And I will be billed first before
Yeah.
before the director.
Michael Bay's Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TMNT's small, and he just says Michael Bay,
But
the movie.
I mean, I never watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as a kid. Like the cartoon, I never watched. I mean, the
Oh,
movie,
yeah.
the movies, like the old movies. Yeah, I
Mhm.
watched those. But
I
I never
watched-
watched the cartoons.
I watch the cartoons a lot.
I mean, I remember playing like the arcade games.
I still
as
have
well.
we have old VHSs of the cartoon, and
Mhm.
I went back and like a few years ago started watching them again. I'm like, they're very irresponsible.
They're teenagers. That's what you
Exactly.
expect.
All they do is eat pizza and disobey their master.
Learn some respect, you whippersnappers.
Yeah, I
Snapper
think I
Turtles.
actually.
Whatever that pun could be.
I think I went Blu-ray diving once at a Walmart, and I found I couldn't find like the 3 original ones like
Mhm.
individually,
Yeah.
so I was forced to buy a 4-pack, and it had like the and the new animated one that
That
came
wasn't
out.
bad.
And I was like,
I would.
That one wasn't
I would be
bad.
more disappointed that it had 2 and 3 in there. Like
two.
what are you talking about? Two is great.
two-ish.
Two is, with
Okay.
Toga,
I'll
with Toga
give
and
you
Razor.
2.
Yeah,
And
Toko and Razor.
Yeah.
And Super Shredder at the end of it.
Vanilla
Yeah,
Ice.
so, well, that's the
all I
thing
have
with
to
Super
say.
Shredder. He checks it, and his armor gets bigger. Was this a video game?
But yeah.
Hey, don't.
The first one, amazing. The first
Oh,
live
yeah.
action one is awesome. Like that's like a good like it could be considered like a classic.
Well, like I say,
Movie,
a good superhero movie
Well,
from back
I
then.
remember
Even
like
if it's
I
not
paused.
superheroes.
You can pause it in the first movie, and you can see where like you can see the guy's mouth inside.
Yes,
of the
there are
suit.
some
It's
horrifying
kinda
things
freaky,
that you can if you pause the movie at certain times. But it's really good. Like it's ridiculous that it's like it's supposed to be like a kid's adapted
Yeah.
from like a kid's TV show because there are some emotional elements.
Oh,
like
yeah.
they like.
There's also some dirty jokes, if I remember right.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, like the turtles and April. You kind of get some.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Weird-
They see,
weirdness.
when they see her on the TV and they make some joke, and as a kid, you don't really get it.
Yeah, you're like.
Well, there's a whole bunch of stuff in our growing up, our cartoons,
yeah.
like Rocko's Modern Life. He's a
Sex line.
a sex line. It's
had
like
that-
okay.
He had that
Um,
hotline bling.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah, and the first turtle, in the first turtles, like the tones very like sepia, kind of like
Mhm.
grungy and dark, and then Raph gets his ass kicked,
Mm, yeah.
and
Mhm.
it almost
Casey Jones.
dies.
Yeah, and Casey Jones. The Casey Jones in that movie was really good.
Oh yeah,
All of
Stephen
them.
Amell.
Well, I guess
Or no, Stephen Amell's
the two
Oh,
of them,
yeah.
April
Yeah.
and Casey. There wasn't really much else, but yeah, then the turtles and Splinter and
Hmm. Yeah, and so they introduced Casey Jones. They have that in the new one, which is fine. He has a mask. He has a hockey
Yeah.
stick.
Casey
Okay,
Jones
that's
is
enough,
the
Casey
shit,
Jones.
man.
I think anyone could kind of be under the mask.
Yeah, I mean, as long as he's like sarcastic and kind of
And
Yeah.
uses
rude
hockey
and
equipment.
yeah, and uses
Yeah.
These
sports
are
equipment.
hockey pads.
Oh no!
Oh god, not the boys.
that guy.
But
But
yeah, what was your problem with number 2 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I'm sure as a kid I liked them. They were fine, but they're nowhere as good as the first one. I
Oh no,
That's,
Well,
that's,
I mean, I
just
thought-
it's
thinking
an
back.
adequate sequel.
And I
It's
think
not
3
better,
would have been
but-
in your wheelhouse because it hasn't do time travel.
No, yes, I love time travel, but 3 it was not Jim Henson doing the
Yeah.
thing, so they just looked bad.
Well, they had they
first-
were all like shiny and like super green and looked
Mhm.
weird and
Is that the one where they went back to like Japan?
yeah,
Something like that.
feudal Japan, which
Yeah, so
Somehow they went back in time and moved across an ocean.
and
It was
apparently
it was in a TARDIS.
400 years ago, everybody in Japan spoke English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Yep.
It's just
Of
an
course.
effective time travel.
Yeah. Well, they
And they're okay with seeing giant turtles.
yeah, they're like, all right. Yeah, no. So, but I was saying, yeah. So, 2 and 3, they're probably fine in their own rights in their time, but I just don't look back at them too fondly. I guess first one really good. The most recent like animated one,
Yeah.
the completely CGI, was fine.
Yeah.
I really liked it. They like the fight scene on the roof where it was raining.
Oh, that was
It was
beautiful.
really good. Yeah, like it's.
Yeah.
I never watched it. I
I
have it, but I'm just.
No, watch
it was nice because it brought it to the 3D universe in the current era, and then it kind of kept with the old cartoon where it was kind of this supernatural entity, and you know in the original you got Dimension X with Krang and that,
Mhm.
so that's kind of there, and then this one there was 5,000 years ago these 5 warriors unlocked this portal to another dimension and let 12 creatures in, and now they got to get those creatures back to unlock the portal. And
That's what that movie was about?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember any of the plot.
'Cause,
Like, I just remember the visuals of
the
it.
5 warriors, I think there's 5 of them, they got turned into stone except for one,
Mhm.
the main guy, and then he lived forever
Mhm.
to live now, and then he resurrects them, and they're trying to live forever again, but he's trying to set things back in motion and kind of.
I kind of remember some of those details.
I
Yeah,
liked it though. and
It was
I
good. Yeah.
wish they would have made another one, but
Mhm. No,
as
yeah.
opposed to.
And it
Michael
had.
Bay.
Did it have Casey Jones in it? I remember there being.
Yeah, Casey Jones and April were a thing. They were living
Yeah.
together, and
Yeah, that's
I
right.
wonder how far they can go with this TMNT thing. Like, I don't think their rogue gallery is terribly big.
I mean, I only know of, like Shredder, Krang, like the people and
there's
Rocksteady. Bebop.
Dr. Spock.
Well, I know there's.
Baxter Stockman.
Well, is he the
Oh,
fly
yeah, and,
guy?
Yeah.
Well, he's in this movie.
Yeah,
he's
okay.
he's Tyler Perry.
Yeah, I saw
He's the
Tyler
one that
Perry.
makes Rocksteady
Oh,
and
no.
Bebop.
Yeah, I saw Tyler Perry,
So
and
not
I was
Tyler
like,
Perry.
Yeah.
And I'm not seeing this movie. I haven't even seen the newest one yet,
Okay, that's
so I'm not even gonna.
So there could be a thing where he comes back as a fly person,
Yeah.
like he lab accident or whatever happens, and he becomes that.
Well, because that's how he got it. Because what he did to Bebop and Rocksteady, he got in there with a fly accidentally,
yeah. So
and he got.
so that could still happen. It didn't show that in the trailer.
Jeff Goldblum's fly.
Oh God.
man.
And yeah, I saw in the new trailer. I think there was something about Dimension X, so we could be seeing something
like Dimension X. That's I don't know much about the lore of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that much, but like Dimension X, that's where like the techno drone came, that thing, and they think all those like flying things in the trailer are part of that or something. That's what they're saying. They didn't show that, of course, but all those like flying, like transforming robot looking things, transforming like platforms, are from there coming. Optimus Prime shows up.
Like you just hear like a soundbite where like Sidewinder.
Oh no!
The editor just missed it.
Yeah,
Michael Bay's like, leave it in, whatever. That's
there were
it's
some
fine.
good people that came from Dimension X called the Neutrinos, which when I was a kid, I didn't think anything of it. And then I started in science class. I was like, hey, I know what that is. That's a particle.
Go to special ed.
Science, children.
I like science now.
Neutrinos are from
Look,
a different dimension.
look here, David's parents. He's doing fine, except he keeps insisting, very violently insisting that neutrinos are not particles. They're from Dimension X. And
Yeah. Neutrinos are from Dimension X. Get in the corner.
We're gonna have to put them in special ed.
But I guess, with the new movie, I guess it's helpful that they're kind of actually using the lore as opposed to the first one, which is just a clusterfuck of.
Well,
Of
I mean,
Michael
it was just
Bay- Michael Bay just-
it was just an established like every first movie when they try to start a franchise is just trying to establish. Their
But
universe. I mean, did they kill Shredder?
That's what I'm trying to remember. I only saw it the once in theaters. I think, because I don't know because the bad guy in the movie was like that one guy that looks kind of like Michael Bay, like like the actor
It was
that
actually Michael
he was.
Bay.
What else was he in? He's always like a bad guy. He's I can't think of his name. I don't think I've ever known his name, but he was working with Shredder to build him the suit thing. And so I'm trying to remember the plot. It was something like that. It was like they used. I can't think of it, but that.
I'll have to go watch it. And see what it's all
I'd say
about.
read the Wikipedia page of it. Don't watch it. But that actor looks an awful lot like Michael Bay. He's the bad guy, and he works with Shredder. And then Shredder, maybe that Shredder dies, but they're still because they introduce a new Shredder
again,
guy.
It's like you can't really. Shredder is just not a villain you kill.
William Fichtner.
That's
Hey,
that guy.
like Shredder has always been there,
Like the
and he
main
always will
villain.
be there.
Mm-hmm.
Which
You know, the same thing, kind of how I felt about like Venom in
Mhm.
the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. It's like Venom's always you don't kill Venom. Like he's always been there and he always will be.
Did they kill Venom?
Yes. At the end of the movie, they killed Venom
I know they.
because he got the suit off of Brock, and then he threw one of the Goblin's bombs at the symbiote. But
while the
Brock
bells
jumped,
were ringing or something.
yeah, but
Yeah,
Brock
the-
tried to jump back into the suit, and they both ended up dying.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was a terrible movie.
Well, in the
Spider-Man
original Turtles, they killed Shredder supposedly, and then they brought him back in the second one, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, Super Shredder was the greatest
But then they
thing
killed
ever.
him, or they didn't kill him. A
He
few
was just
logs killed him.
And like when he became Super Shredder, he was just pissed.
Well,
He
the
was-
thing,
he was
he
just
brought
break-
down the docks, and then some wood fell on him. I think he had a heart attack and died because of the fucking serum. He's like,
Well,
too much
he was-
steroids.
like, he was knocking down like wood pillars that were like 12 inches across.
Yeah, but the deck above him wasn't that heavy. It's the
Yeah.
pillars that were the heavy part, and they barely fell on him. It was a tiny pile of rubble.
It was the 90s. They couldn't do a whole
And then he had a heart attack. The turtles didn't do anything. They just kind of stood there and like,
Yeah, he
oh,
probably
we're going to
did.
die. And he goes, dead.
He probably just swam away.
I don't know. Yeah, and see, I don't remember anything about that movie. That one or I remember like the dancing with the
With
Vanilla
Vanilla
Ice.
Vanilla Ice.
Go ninja,
Yeah.
go ninja, go.
Yeah, that I remember that, but that could be just because I watched it like as a YouTube clip.
Well,
later
I think that
on
was
in life.
kind of that was a turning point in that time period where they introduced like the music into it because nobody bothered complaining that there was 6 foot tall turtles.
Yeah.
Like,
And
wait,
then,
what's this?
6 foot tall snapping turtle and a German
Yeah,
Shepherd.
and a giant
Yeah.
dog.
I do remember them, those guys.
Everyone, I guess they're all tripping on LSD. They're like, whoa, Token Razor.
And then I don't remember really anything from the third other than remember them being in like samurai armor.
yeah,
That's
they
about
go
it.
back because what happens? April goes to this antique shop, finds this scepter, and the little thing inside starts spinning,
Mhm.
and the one from 400 years ago starts spinning, and there's 4 of the Emperor's honor guards that get teleported here, and our turtles get teleported back. So it's a equivalent exchange
Uh-huh.
of mass.
Uh-huh.
So it plays with physics and all that.
Mhm.
And they have to get back in like 48 hours or some bullshit.
Mm.
And Michelangelo kind of falls in love with one of the girls, and he's like, "Come back with me." And she's like, "No."
You're a turtle.
Or no, he was gonna stay. That's what it was.
Uh-huh.
And they're
Oh.
like, "You can't stay. Like, you're a 6 foot tall turtle."
This might have effects in the future.
They will eat you.
Well, that's the thing, because if he stayed, one of the honor guards would have stayed in the present time. So
Mhm.
it's like, what's he
Yeah.
gonna do? And he only speaks Japanese in
Yeah.
New York in the
I don't know.
80s.
I probably liked it whenever I saw it because I know I've seen it as a kid. Like
As a
whenever it was
kid,
out.
you're like, turtles. You don't really care.
Yeah.
But now it's like, no.
Yeah, he said a funny thing. Now they're eating pizza. I eat pizza.
Yeah.
This is
Well,
great.
They try and make pizza in the ancient times, and the guy burns it. It's pretty funny.
That's good. So,
Well, speaking of turtles, though, something I saw, I don't think I mentioned to you before, they just released a comic book
mhm.
that's a crossover with Batman and the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Which because Ninja Turtles.
Apparently,
thought
it's really
Ninja-
well.
Well, Ninja Turtles aren't they Marvel?
I don't think they're anybody.
Well, because I think they're unofficial. Like, yes, I think it's like independent or whatever. But I think because what I remember is like a backstory for the turtles is radioactive, whatever, turned them into Ninja Turtles or whatever, or mutated them. But the same radioactive stuff that did that is the radioactive stuff that did Daredevil, blinded Daredevil and
okay.
gave him powers. So that was the rumor or like the
Yeah.
thing like that ooze got down in the sewers is because Daredevil
Oh, whenever that happened, that's
it made the turtles as well. So isn't there? Yeah, Daredevil was
plausible.
Marvel. So that's maybe that's like unofficial canon or whatever or a fan theory
It
or something that I
fits.
just heard. Yeah, no, I mean it's fine. Why not?
Yeah, maybe Lex Luthor saw the turtles and like, that's what I'm gonna make Doomsday look like.
Yeah,
Eh.
kind of did, but
So mad. Still mad about
took me a
that.
second. I was like,
yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. I'll probably watch it. I don't know if I'll see it in theaters.
I don't know if I'll pay for it.
Wow, thief.
I didn't say I was gonna watch it. I'm just not gonna pay for it.
Thief. But yeah, so it's happening. And I'm kind of excited for like the nostalgia part of it, like see how they do Rocksteady and Bebop and stuff like that. Who knows? We'll see, and we'll probably talk about it once it happens and I finally do see it. It'll probably be weeks after it's in theaters or whatever, but
yeah.
that's fine. And what we were also going to talk about because some more trailers came out. Legend of Tarzan came out,
Yeah.
live action Tarzan movie.
Pass.
Yeah, I mean,
think they're making it into like a chick flick. It's like,
Disney's Tarzan, the animated one, was really good. Like
Yeah.
it
Well,
was
the
animated very
music
well.
made
Yeah,
it. The music. Phil
Mhm.
Collins made that movie.
yeah. So I was fine with that.
Like years
being
ago, like how long ago did that movie come out?
I think 96, something like that.
Yeah, probably. I'd say
It seems there.
mid '90s ish. It was fine. It was a good movie, and
That was 90.
I haven't watched it since. But the part where he like the animated where he's like going through the trees is like really like supposed to be like some of the best animating. It was like the pinnacle of like 2D animating or whatever. But
It was
so-
99.
so yeah, late '90s. So that's my Tarzan. I that's the Tarzan I think
Yeah.
of whenever I think of Tarzan.
No, see, I think of Brendan Fraser.
George of the Jungle.
That's
No,
not
George-
Tarzan.
Same thing.
It's not Tarzan.
George.
Whenever I think of George of the
George
Jungle, I think of
Jungle.
Brendan Fraser.
I just remember him getting shot.
In the movie?
In George of the Jungle.
The
The guy's got a little pistol lighter, and
Uh-huh.
it accidentally gets switched out for the actual pistol. and he
Okay,
shoots him.
I do remember that. I don't remember him getting shot though.
Yeah.
I don't remember that scene.
at
I
the
guess.
end.
Mhm. Yeah, That movie was funny. I mean, it was
It's
ridiculous.
Brendan Fraser.
Had
Like,
the
it's one of those kind of goofy. One he did really well in was Bedazzled.
He's fallen off the face.
yeah,
of,
Bedazzled. Was
Bedazzled's
really
He's
good.
fallen off the face of the planet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
heard.
did-
Yeah, he had gotten into like some law trouble or drugs or something,
Really?
or he just
Eh.
age.
Well, I know there's a lot of actors that don't want to act.
Mm-hmm.
Like they do a few movies, get and then they go on to do other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like the Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
His wife got sick or something, and
Yeah.
he
he
just
kind of became an asshole
did he? I thought he was
after the money from Honey I Shrunk the Kids.
really.
They're trying to get him to do a Ghostbusters thing, and he said
Mhm.
no because he was kind of pompous.
Oh, I thought it was.
Well, there
I-
might
I
be
al-
that too, but
I always
that's
thought
one
he was
thing
a
I heard
nice
was
guy.
that
like whenever because
he's
you
kinda
always
being
hear
a
the
dick
story.
about it.
Maybe it's very. Well, I mean, actors they are
Well, I
like
think
you
he's
always hear like that's
He's
what
actually
that-
little. He's got little man syndrome.
But I always thought he was like a good guy. I was like,
Well, he seems
whenever,
that way, but
but maybe not. Like whenever I think of a good guy actor, that's who I first like. Not that pops into my head.
Yeah.
Him because
well, like was it Kramer, Cosmo Kramer on Seinfeld? Like on the show, he seems fine, but the actual actor's kind of
yeah, I
really
heard,
intense.
What's his name?
Michael Richards.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, his stand up that was a big deal, but then also just on set,
Just him.
he would get angry whenever they would break character.
hmm Well, there was he was on a show called Fridays or something like
Okay.
Friday or something like that, where it was like Saturday Night Live, but it was on Friday.
On Friday, which
It was like another network's attempt to dethrone Saturday Night Live.
FNL.
Friday Night Live. But it was him. They were doing a scene with Andy Kaufman,
Okay.
and Andy Kaufman like didn't know his lines or like was messing the scene up, and Michael Richards got like real mad at him and then like fought, or he like threw water on him or something, and they like
Yeah,
Like, it was a-
some of them treat it like it's a job. Like, hey, I can't do my job if you don't do your job.
yeah, no, well, no,
Like
yeah.
this doesn't like
Stop being
like you screw around, we don't get paid.
yeah,
Yeah.
or this show might be in trouble if you mess it up enough.
I think the first, besides Seinfeld, one of the first things I ever saw Michael Richards in was UHF with Weird Al.
Mhm, where he was like the janitor,
Yeah.
like the
That movie was so weird.
It was weird.
I don't think
Who
I've seen
gets
him
the
in
drink
anything
from the
besides
fire?
Seinfeld.
I mean, I saw him in. I didn't think I saw him in anything, but yeah, he was in UHF. And then Seinfeld. I think
There was
that's
some show on CBS or Fox he did. I don't think it ran very
Well,
long.
I've never seen. Was it Louis
Louis
some driver?
Dreyfus.
Miss Driver, Dreyfus. I've never seen anything else. I maybe
Julia
one or two
Louis
things.
Dreyfus. She's
Yeah,
in Veep.
Veep
and
is really good.
In
It's
what?
Veep.
Oh.
She plays like the vice president.
Oh, okay.
She had a show on CBS too. I think ran for a
The
while.
other not the other
Something
Julia.
Christine or something.
Yeah, the other Christine or.
And I've seen Jason Alexander in a few things.
Yeah, he's been.
He's kinda-
He's a big Broadway dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Um,
Seinfeld is just Seinfeld.
He did B movie, and he does a series called Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, which is really good. Like he had like Michael Richards, and he had like I don't know if he had Jason Alexander, maybe, but he had Julia Louis Dreyfus, Tina Fey, like a bunch of
Okay.
Louis C.K., a bunch of different actors, and
I guess he probably kind of stepped from the on screen to kind of behind the scenes.
yeah, he's
Well, I was say,
Someone-
He's
who,
freaking super
Seinfeld?
rich.
Yeah.
Seinfeld doesn't need to do anything.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
super rich, so he
You have a show named after you.
yeah
Like, well, it's like almost like
that thing's still in circulation.
yeah it's
They're probably-
syndication. It's
yeah.
never gonna go off air.
like kind
And
of how was it? Everyone Loves Raymond. Kind of
yeah,
name
Raymond
it after
Romano.
yourself, and that had like a lot of seasons.
Mhm.
I watched that on and
Oh,
off. That was
yeah,
I
pretty
was
it's
say the
a
same
fine
thing with
show.
him. But I think he has like bits and shows, and
I haven't
he has.
seen
I
much.
think he's only done like one or two movies since that show ended.
He did Welcome to Mooseport,
Yeah,
Yeah.
where
That's
he
the only thing
played
I
like
remember that he
a
was
mayor
in.
against the president or whatever.
Yeah,
That was fine.
I think he might have had like a couple bit parts, maybe in like Modern Family or something. I know I've
Maybe.
seen him in a couple.
Probably
shows where he
guest
has, like,
guest appearances.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I think so too. I think he was also. Did he do 30 Rock? I don't know, but yeah, like those like people like comedians like once they get like a sitcom and it's fairly popular, like they're done. They're like that's like I can
Yeah.
you can live off those royalties forever.
Makes me wonder how much money they make if they can just like invest in or whatever, do what they do. And
Well, I know like Friends were like the highest paid sitcom people. I don't know if it still holds true now, but it was like $1 million per episode
wow,
back then. So it was,
well, yeah, Friends was
Yeah.
I think like the final episode was almost like the final episode of MASH, where it's like everybody was watching it.
Mhm. Yeah.
And MASH before Friends was
Mhm.
super big.
Yeah, I've only seen a few episodes of MASH.
I can't,
but
really
it was
get
really
into
good.
It's
yeah.
a little too classic for me,
Mhm.
but
Yeah, that's because I'm going back and watching all these old movies, and a lot of those old movies, I'm like,
yeah,
they're
The pacing's
they're
a lot
slow.
slower,
They're
yeah.
the pacing that's their biggest downfall of those
Yeah.
classic. They're good movies and they're fine, but
Yeah.
it's just hard to watch recent movies
Yeah.
and then go back and watch those.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Michael Richards was in Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
Yeah, he did
Seinfeld,
he did an episode of it.
Because after that Laugh Factory thing, he just kind of went away.
Yeah, and I think he kind of
He did. I think
Didn't
he did a
talk
couple
about
like
it during
talk
the episode.
shows. I think he was on Letterman once, like via satellite, talking about
like
it.
apologize or talking about it.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, and
Mhm.
people were laughing about it, and
Mhm.
Seinfeld he's like, "Don't laugh."
Mhm.
Like, this guy's trying to explain himself.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
unfortunate because Kramer is freaking a hilarious character.
Yeah. Well, I was watching a behind the scenes thing on it. Like everyone, the three of them, and then we're kind of like Seinfeld, Elaine, and George were kind of almost acting like themselves. But Kramer, he doesn't normally act like that, so he
Mhm.
had to be completely in character. And I think that's why he was kind of pissed that
hmm
he's the only one really acting.
Yeah.
Seinfeld it's just himself. He just
Yeah,
shows up and just starts talking.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was on a show called with Kirstie Alley back in 2013,
Oh, wow.
like one season,
What was it?
and then it was over. Just it's called Kirstie.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
It only lasted for one season.
Oh, I do remember.
Yeah,
that.
I remember that because
Like
I remember
Kirstie-
seeing it. and I was
that
like, "Oh, look, he's back on TV."
That was when Kirstie Alley like gained a lot of weight and like lost it from like
Yeah, and then she tried to get back on TV.
Well, it's like a roller coaster. She gains and loses it.
yeah, like that, and that was like the thing. Like she gained weight, and then like that was a sitcom. Like that was about that kind of
Yeah.
ish. So I do remember that. I never watched
Yeah.
it, but
But
yeah. So
back to
Tarzan.
Tarzan, yeah.
But that's another thing that Hollywood's doing is live actioning a lot of older animated movies.
Yeah.
we were talking like they did Cinderella, and it didn't do too
which
well.
apparently- yeah.
I didn't watch it. Maleficent, which is
Sleeping Beauty.
from the other
from the other
I'm
side.
waiting until they do Snow White and just get 7 copies of Dinklage.
Dinklage could play all of them. Like he's that good.
They
I
just
would.
CG
I wouldn't put
It's
it
like
past
he
him.
plays-
he's like testing his acting range.
All right,
I see him as dopey.
that'd be funny. But then like they're doing Little Mermaid live action
Yeah.
with. I was gonna look it up before we.
Oh yeah, I don't
started.
remember who
Is
who's
it
playing
the the girl that played Hit Girl?
Is
Or
it?
Is it Chloe Grace Moretz?
I think it's either her or Abigail Breslin.
Okay.
No, I think
I get those
I think
people
it is
confused.
Chloe Grace.
I think it's her, but they're playing her as blonde, which David was saying that's what the original Little Mermaid story. She was blonde.
Yeah.
Are they gonna
And,
have
like-
like the giant phallic towers?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, one can hope. Is that they have the giant penis towers?
Yeah. there's a cracked episode about that, like cracked
Yeah.
comedy video with like you drew these towers. Did you mean to draw penises? And they're like, he's like, what?
It's like watching all those videos about like hidden symbolism in Disney films.
Yeah,
Like,
or,
all the
like,
crap
not-
they've-
Like not hidden, like in what was it? The Rescuers. Like they like there's a scene where they're like driving in like this cart or something,
Mhm.
and there's like an actual poster that's like explicit pornography just in the background. Like
I
they
think I know what
drive
you're talking
past it.
Hmm.
Like not they weren't hiding it. Well, they hid it because it was going by fast, but they didn't.
It was just there.
It was just there.
quick.
They're just like
Rosie
those-
Mack,
Rosie.
Little Mermaid 2016.
No idea who that is.
No, I thought it was some famous girl.
Maybe.
Well, maybe that person's famous. I don't
Or
know.
that drama.
I
Who the
don't know.
fuck-
I
We're
don't
calling
know.
you out.
She's
Rosie
listening to
Mack.
this, be like, "Oh, son of a bitch!"
I thought I just got my film role of my life, and I'm being belittled by these podcast giants.
Drama.
You want to be a star, don't you?
All right, what am I doing?
Okay, here's another one. Chloe Moretz, Little
Yeah.
Mermaid, will be progressive, also blonde. Blah,
Yeah,
blah.
that's.
I guess this one might be a show or something. It just says drama, so I'm thinking it might be a show.
Oh, an actual
So
move. It's not gonna be a movie.
Well, no, I think there's.
Oh, for Rosie Mack or whatever.
Well, no, she's gonna do. I think do the movie, but yeah, Rosie Mack's gonna do the show or whatever.
Oh, okay.
If there is.
Okay, that
a
makes.
show.
Anyway,
So live actioning. I don't know.
It's kind of. I'd say it's hit and miss.
Yeah, I think so too. Because Maleficent, I don't think did that bad.
no,
Right.
I think
it was fine.
it did pretty well.
I think it got nominated for an Oscar or something for something. Maybe not Best Picture or anything, but I think it was
I
like
liked it all right.
a song or something.
I
Or
went and saw it in
costumes.
theaters, so
I
I mean, I was kind of like forced into it, but I mean, I didn't.
didn't see
it was
it.
all right.
Yeah, I'm sure it was fine. Never saw Cinderella. What was some other live action ones that they've done?
Well, they're supposed to be doing Beauty and the Beast. and she's
Oh
in
yeah,
it.
Emma
Watson.
Emma Watson.
Emma Watson's doing Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
He's gonna play
Which-
Gaston.
The Rock.
Chris
The
Pratt.
Rock is Gaston.
Oh yeah, maybe The Rock or Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel.
Oh god.
And he needs the hair. You can't
Yeah.
have Gaston without hair.
Well, I mean, Vin Diesel's played a character with
Uh,
hair before. He
they're
played
called
in Find Me
wigs.
Guilty.
Called
Nah.
Wigs, David. It's this new amazing technology.
And the future is here.
Plug. Get some plugs.
But
Yeah, they'll probably get Chris Pratt.
yeah. well, they're doing another Indiana Jones, right?
Really?
And he was in talks, but I don't think he's gonna be.
Well, because didn't they go like prequel with Indiana Jones? Like where he's younger,
That's what they're thinking.
or like
well,
the,
yeah,
the
I don't
newest
think
one
they,
I think was him being younger, right? How he got the scar from the whip, he whipped himself,
No,
or
they
something like
Shia LaBeouf is his son or something, but not
Oh, okay.
his son, but his son it's one of those he had a. I don't know.
Accident.
Well, but
that. See,
but
when
it's,
two
it's
people
like,
love each other.
One doesn't pull out fast enough.
Oh,
who does
The
those?
wo-
Spielberg. Does
and the
Spielberg
woman is a
do
vindictive
Indiana
bitch.
Jones?
yeah, I think.
Whoa, Spielberg. All right, I know you're the great filmmaker, but the scene where you have Indiana Jones explaining sex to Shia LaBeouf, I don't think it's
Weird.
really necessary.
And that's
then,
why
and then
Shia
also
LaBeouf
aliens. Come
in
on,
real life
What's
is
up?
all messed up because he got explained.
Yeah, yeah.
Harrison Ford forced him to sit down. Explained sex to him.
We're doing this in one take, Stephen. Okay, Mr. Ford. I'm going explicit. I don't want to see any of this cut.
Just an hour and a half movie of him explaining sex to him.
It's an Indiana Jones rated NR
Yeah, rated X.
18
Yeah.
plus.
Hell, I'll be waiting for the live action Aladdin. Just see
Yeah.
a genie without Robin Williams.
Oh.
No.
Sad.
CGI.
Yeah.
Robin Williams.
Well,
Hologram it.
But it's not actually him. They
Just
somehow they're gonna get the voice.
Just get his body,
Just use
put
the
it on
exa-
strings, and
just
dance
u-
him around.
Just, oh my
Like a
god.
marionette.
Oh no.
Just paint him
Just
blue.
weekend at Bernie's him.
Just dip him in blue paint,
Oh.
and then just hang him up. And
Looks like a
dance
member
him
from the
around.
Blue Man
Oh
Group.
my god, that'd be the worst. That'd be so bad. Just use the same sound clips from the first one. It'll be fine. But I don't know. I guess it's hit or miss. It's
Yeah.
they possibly could be good. Like Emma Watson as was it
Belle.
Belle? I was gonna just call her Beauty. I didn't.
Well, that's French for
Oh,
beauty. They're in France.
but
French.
they speak English.
That's why at the beginning of the movie, in the original, they go bonjour,
Ah.
bonjour.
I thought it was just a dead language. Bad joke.
Ooh,
Yeah. Bad joke. Let's just revel in the badness of it.
you fired.
That's not as bad as a joke or something. That's not the worst
Don't.
thing I've heard.
Just stop.
It's gonna be the title of the episode.
So yeah, I haven't seen anything
Um,
on it. I think I've just seen a picture of her
no,
like
David, I'm about to call you out.
dressed in I think just a yellow dress.
You know what? You know what, Emma Watson? You would just look good in nothing.
I don't
at
know.
all.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything
Just-
about Beast yet, and how they're gonna do all the
Yeah.
animated furniture. You know, Codsworth and Lumiere.
Yeah. That's.
Codsworth. Is that one of them?
Yeah, it's the clock.
It's a clock.
Really?
Yeah. What do you think?
He's the butler.
I don't know. I haven't seen Beauty and the Beast forever.
But those
Yeah.
things stick with you, man.
I'm an adult.
I'm an adult. Yeah, so that'd be kind of weird. I mean, I'm sure they can CGI it.
But yeah, but that's the
it
thing.
might look
Modern
weird.
CGI sometimes it falls in that uncanny valley where it's like you did it bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
Or you did it too good.
it's a talking teacup, so it might be Chip. Was Chip
Leslie the kid.
I think
yeah.
the
There
only
was,
thing-
Mrs. Potts and Chip.
and Chip?
I think the
'Cause they had a
only
chip.
thing I saw about like Beauty and the Beast was when like those people are invading the castle in the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and the wardrobe like jumps off a balcony and like crushes a guy through the floorboard.
Yeah.
And like it was just this whole post like talking about how brutally murdered this man was.
Well,
That she like this 500-pound armoire jumped off
solid,
jumped off a
solid
balcony
oak.
and crushed a guy to death. Like pushed him through the floorboard. It's like just think about that. This
Well-
dude is just mangled in under the floorboard.
The whole
He's just laying there.
I saw a video like that the whole story is really dark
Oh yeah.
because they're saying like Belle and the Beast are about to
Stockholm syndrome.
well
and-
yes that
yeah.
definitely that, but they're supposed to be about the same age,
Yeah.
and he said in the thing he's like been the Beast for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So like when he got changed, he was just a kid.
Yeah.
Like
There
the-
was I think it was another cracked thing where they were talking about he was 11 when the old lady came. It's like you're gonna punish an 11-year-old for
Yeah.
being mean to an old lady.
like, and it wasn't even mean. She wanted to come inside his house. Like,
yeah.
what kind of 11-year-old like
Well, at first,
irresponsible kid do you want?
but
to
here's also the
let in
thing:
a
why is
stranger?
he? If he's the prince, why is he answering the door? That's what Claude's or
Where
Cla-
are his
Claude's-
parents out?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
the all the servants and stuff are for.
And even if like yes they
I guess it's plot.
yeah well yeah they
So-
but it's a, don't look too much into anything, but
Son,
Uh,
go answer the door. Why? Plot.
yeah.
Why?
What? What does that
Do what I
mean? Just
fucking
do
said.
it.
And like the witch also punished all the servants and stuff.
Yeah.
It
Turned
had
them into
nothing to
things.
do with
Like,
it.
Yeah.
like we were just sleeping. Now
So
I'm
it's
a
like,
I'm
who's
an
the real
armoire.
enemy
Yes,
here?
I'm gonna murder someone.
Yeah.
I,
Well, and also
I
how
got an unfair deal in life.
Gaston's not really like a bad guy. He's just trying to get a date,
Yeah.
marry her, and protect his village from this beast.
Yeah,
So it's like,
that's his
I mean,
name.
we have to
It's
go-
Beast.
even though
Like-
he does do a cheap shot, he stabs Beast.
Does
At
he?
the end.
I-
They're on the roof fighting,
When
and he
he
gets a
saves
knife,
him,
and he gets him in the side, like out of nowhere, and it's like, oh come on, and then he gets knocked off.
Yeah, I'll have to back and watch that whole like invasion scene. See, like I think some people end up getting like scalding tea thrown in their
Yeah.
face, and it was like,
Well, you
you're
could
just,
you could
like-
edit it together, and make it a horror.
Yeah. Well, they like. Have you seen some of those? They've
Yeah.
done like some like Elf.
Yeah,
They did Elf like Will Ferrell as a horror movie.
I think yeah,
Like
I've
they
seen
recut the trailers with different music
Shit,
and
what's
stuff.
that one movie where the lady like rides an umbrella or some shit?
Mary Poppins.
Mary
Oh,
Poppins.
that
Yeah,
one's
I've seen
dark.
the-
Yeah.
I've seen the Mary Poppins
Yeah,
horror
Horror
movie
recut.
recut.
Some of those are funny, and some like the opposite ones. I think they've done Shining as like a
comedy.
family comedy and things like that. Like
Yeah, some of the comedy ones that they change into horror, I'm like, it's pretty scary.
yeah, like well, if you think about it, a lot of plots like that, like if you really go into it, like how the sausage is made, like look into details,
Yeah,
it's a lot of them are dark. Well, especially all the
Well,
Disney
like,
ones.
a lot of the
because-
original stories are old like German folklore.
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
really
well, that's
messed
why a
up.
lot of people were complaining that there's no like ethnicity to the like the princesses. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, they're all
based
Like,
on
they're
German,
all like
European
German and
and-
Polish
yeah, stories.
and
Mhm.
you know, yeah, they're all white because that's where the stories originated
Yeah.
from.
Yeah, no,
And it's like, oh, they're white. Like, no, they're not. You're just being racist. It's not my fault. You can't like find
like
their
Belle.
like,
We
fr-
have France.
Mhm.
Anastasia's Russian,
hmm
and a few others are just like mixed in the between there.
yeah. And they talk about like non-white, like Pocahontas is one of the
Yeah.
earlier ones, and she's Native
Mulan?
American.
Okay, so first of
Mulan,
all,
yeah.
I'm watching this scene right now. One guy gets rolled up in a carpet and throws in a trunk.
Presumably suffocates.
Yeah. So eventually, yes, he's going to die.
And then they came with I think it's
People are getting like
Tatiana or
buckets
Tiana?
thrown on their head. getting hit
in
with
The Princess
rolling
and the Frog?
pins.
Yeah, she was New Orleans,
Yeah.
African American.
Yeah. I don't know. People just like to complain about nothing.
Well, yes, like there's some. It's played off as funny, but if you think about it, yeah, that guy just got crushed to death, and that guy's gonna get suffocated in the back of
Well,
a
that's
car.
the thing. They put him in the trunk, and then what? Like
Or in
after
the
it's all
trunk.
over, do they just let him out? Like Okay, here you go. And he's freaking out that these things came alive.
What the hell just happened?
He's trying. He goes. They're gonna call him crazy, like they called the old guy. He goes back to the village. I got rolled up in a carpet, and thrown in a trunk by what? An armoire.
Yeah.
What?
Here's the scene where they're dumping hot tea on this guy, and they cut
Yeah.
away. Like you don't see it happen.
Yeah, the actual.
There's the armoire thing. Where this is ridiculous.
And I think Lumiere burns people. And
Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty funny. So maybe they'll go even darker with the live action one with Emma Watson.
oh shit.
See, like that dude's dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Like.
It's like Disney. Don't lie to
Well,
me.
that's the thing. They don't, since they don't show any blood. You're like, oh, he's fine. You know, you don't ever really see it.
Like you look
Like
at it
full
back
on
then,
body slams.
Like you look
guy
at it back
from-
then because you like grew up watching like Tom and Jerry and
Yeah, you're just
Wile E.
like,
Coyote. You're like, oh, they're
Yeah.
fine. Like,
Yeah.
no, they're dead.
Yeah.
That dude's
that's
been
a huge
crushed.
that's a huge armoire.
Dude is
Jumping
jumping and probably like cracking through the floor. He's dead.
just that, yeah.
There's
like
no way he
A
survived.
corpse from Sweeney Todd.
Like they just stay on that scene for a little while longer and just see the blood.
But the thing, if they
dripping
think the
out.
armoire's in the floor, it doesn't have arms. How's it gonna get out? It's just stuck there in the floor till it changes back to human. Like a day, like
So
8 hours later.
like she just got all this like blood on her. Like,
Oh
alright.
God!
What have I
did
done?
do?
Or she falls. She gets back smaller. She falls through the floor and dies.
Yeah.
Hey guys, can you help me get this body out of here? It's in several pieces.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
it's
Yeah.
everywhere.
Like the epilogue in Beauty and the Beast. Like
It's
you
the
know,
crime
what
scene.
kind
There's
of-
bodies strewn
Like
everywhere.
how shitty is it? Like they like after this big fight, they go straight to the ball. Like they don't like clean up anything.
Well, that
Maybe
would be
there's dead bodies. There's a guy trapped in a trunk, rolled up in a carpet.
that would be a funny
Well, what
series. like
Well, like if the trunk's alive, whenever they change back to human, is the guy
Like,
still
the
in
guy
there?
with,
In the
like,
human?
a
So they
dead guy in
both-
it.
They both die.
Just
like the trunk comes back alive and like there's.
or
Like,
they're
carpet
like
and
they're
some
like
hands
fused
sticking
like
out of his
Siamese
mouth.
twins. Just kill me.
That'd be a funny series. Like CSI Disney. Like they go through like
Yeah.
each of the the scenes. Like
it appears he
all
was
right, we're-
crushed with an arm.
this guy's figure out what's happened to him. It's a huge hole in the floor and it's just a mangled pulp of a body.
Literal pulp.
Yeah. He was
Oh, they
smashed.
also remade Jungle Book.
Oh,
Or I
yeah.
think they're also making it again.
They're because they did one I think
Which
live action.
I don't
which
think was good.
didn't-
Which the
didn't
new one,
do it-
I hope the new one's better because I was obsessed. I remember I spent a month straight watching it every day. The Disney's Jungle Book.
really. It's what's one of your movies that
Yeah.
you went back and watched a lot.
It was your Frozen.
Pretty much, yeah. I was in. I
it was
think
my Frozen.
like 6th grade, and I would come home every day and watch it. I don't know
Yeah.
for like a month straight.
I'm sure there was a Disney movie that was like that. I can't think of what it.
And
I know, like I watched Little Nicky a lot. Like
Yeah.
that's something that we might be able to talk about. We're going on past an hour, but I whenever I like couldn't sleep or something, I had a VHS copy of Little Nicky and I used to watch that all the time, like just because it's something I could just not watch
Yeah.
but still know what's going on. But Jon Favreau is doing the new Jungle Book
Okay.
and has Bill Murray and
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie. Someone has
Hmm.
someone has a snake.
I think she might be Ka.
The
Ka's
jaguar.
a snake.
Oh,
Jaguar's Bagheera.
okay.
And then the Baloo's
I remember-
the bear.
I remember. Oh, Bill Murray's the bear.
And then not Sharptooth.
I can't. I think
Sorry,
it
no.
could have been Angelina Jolie as the snake. It could
It might be.
be something like that. I
I think it's because it's her singing. If you have not Friend in Me, it's Trust in Me.
Mhm,
Because he's trying to lull, or the snake's trying to lull Mowgli
mhm.
into a false sense of security and then eat him.
Yeah. So I think that's like how because they just done the trailer or they
Yeah.
a little while ago, but they did the trailer and it showed like that was the last part. She's like, "You can trust
Yeah.
me," or something like that.
And I think Bill Murray. I think it was Baloo.
Mhm. So I don't know if they're gonna do a musical because I don't know if that's really those really play that much.
Well, I don't know if it really works live action for some reason. Like,
Well, maybe with what they can do with like motion capture, because like with like Andy Serkis is like doing like
Yeah.
the Planet of the Apes stuff. Like they could probably do it fairly well
yeah,
because I don't remember in the trailers that much because it was just a trailer, like a teaser trailer, so it kind of just showed glimpses of the animals. So you didn't really see how they moved and talked and stuff. But yeah, I kind of agree. Like Jungle Book is always like those Disney movies worked very well as animated because they couldn't at all do that stuff live action well at all. So
Get some guy in a bad panther suit,
yeah,
crawling around.
or they just like put a actual jaguar in
And
there.
there was and one of an old Robin Hood where there were foxes. Do you ever see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That one was. I like that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it
Um,
spawned a bunch of animal, not really, but like animal fetish, like with the
original furries.
the woman fox.
Yeah.
We always hear like whenever people have like a list of like hottest Disney characters, like that her shows up, and then also Nala from Lion King.
Yeah.
Just weird, just gross. Like, but
Well, that's a little weird because that's an actual like
feel
lion.
Oh, no.
But yeah, the other one it's an
Tonight.
anthropomorphic,
Mhm.
which that's furry.
or like what's her name from Space Jam, the woman rabbit. Forgot her name.
Wow, I had it and I lost it.
I can't think of her name. Can't think of it.
Oh, Lola.
Lola Rabbit.
Yeah. So.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny. There's like a side by side picture of her and Natalie Dormer, the actress, and it's like no wonder I find Natalie Dormer attractive because she reminds me of Lola. That's pretty gross.
Scarlett Johansson's doing the voice of Ka.
Okay. Maybe it was
Idris Elba is Shere Khan. Bill Murray,
Baloo.
Raksha.
Maybe
King Louis, Christopher Walken. Nice.
Yeah, he is a distinctive voice.
Ben
Like
Kingsley's Bagheera.
Ben
Nice.
Kingsley. He's got a serious.
I just
He's
loved him
the
in-
Mandarin.
as the Mandarin. I'm an actor.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh well. Let's see. We've gone about an hour 10. I guess real quick. Ridiculous 6. The Adam Sandler's new movie showed up on Netflix.
Yeah.
You were reading. Jason was reading the reviews. Not good. I've not watched it. I don't
I
plan
mean,
on
just
watching it.
just based on principle, I wouldn't watch it.
Well,
I almost feel offended that Netflix suggested that I watch it.
Well,
it's
yeah,
your watching preferences that made it happen.
Do you love shitty movies?
Yeah, well, I did.
Do you love the washed up actor?
Oh.
Yeah, pretty much. There's nothing. We were talking about it before. There's not much that he's been in recently.
The last 10 years hasn't been good for him. Like,
Mhm.
but surprisingly, he's still making movies.
Yeah,
People are watching him enough to where he gets paid.
It's probably cheap enough, or there's enough
he's got
product
enough- he's got
placement or
enough-
something
Well, that's
that
the thing.
he can.
He doesn't have to charge $50 million or whatever. He's like, I'm getting money.
Yeah.
You know, just
He's
give me
got.
10
I'm gonna
million.
get paid.
Yeah,
Give me
he's got enough money to do whatever the hell he likes.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's. Do you think he'll ever come back?
No.
Like, if he keeps doing comedies, I don't think so.
But he's not really like even a serious. Like, he got kind of serious in Big Daddy, which was a good movie. That was kind of.
Well, there's been some serious Reign Over Me, where
Yeah.
he plays a widow of a 9/11
Okay.
person that died in
Victim.
9/11 victim. Exactly. That was really good. Had Don Cheadle in it.
Okay.
It was a good one. Punch Drunk Love. He kind of played a weird character, but it was still fairly serious. And Spanglish, it wasn't
bad, yeah.
It wasn't bad. We were talking about it before.
Yeah.
Like if it's like pure comedy, he's lost that, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Well,
with,
just
with
sla-
Kevin
just
James and
slapstick
Adam, or David Spade and that kind of whole group.
Mhm.
Well, this
It kinda-
slapstick is just a dead.
Yeah.
It's just a dead art. It's just a dead form anymore.
It's
just,
because they're doing too much like bad CGI slapstick. If it was just like Ace Ventura, like we talked about this with Jim Carrey. Whenever we talked about Jim Carrey, like he was really like the last good one.
Yeah.
That like did slapstick visual humor as a that was his whole shtick. It's really him. But now they're doing like dumb CGI, like the Kevin James where he had a zoo. Like and like the animals would like punch him through walls or something. It's just dumb because it looks so bad, like obviously bad.
Well,
But
like
like everything since Click.
Well, yeah,
I haven't
like
liked.
Ace Ventura, kind of a side note, it was also just his delivery.
Mhm.
And
Jim
then
Carrey, yeah.
like the modern ones, yeah, like you said, they're relying heavily on the computer,
Mhm.
and it's like they're being lazy about it.
It's
Like
supremely
come up
lazy.
with some new jokes.
Like there was this one review of Jack and Jill, Adam Sandler's movie where he played his own twin sister.
Yeah.
And like this is the
Oh.
worst. Like it's essentially not a movie. It's
Yeah.
so bad.
Let's see what Rotten gives it.
I bet it's crazy low.
I forgot what it was I saw, and it was Rotten gave it a 1. It was some movie got a 1. And I was like, oh no.
Like it was like they went through everything. Like they like this could have been an adequate movie, but they missed ridiculously easy things that they could have made this so much better. Like the stuff that makes twin comedies funny, like any of the cliche twin comedies.
It has a 3.
3 on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, it was notoriously bad. Like essentially a non-movie. Like they were just lazy about it.
Which is interesting, like how these big actors, you know, they kind of get big when they're younger, and then
Mhm.
they have enough money to. They get drunk one day and write. You know, they're like, I have an idea for a movie, and then 2 years later they have a new
Mhm.
movie.
Yeah, well, it's the one actor that kind of sticks out in my mind, Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Like he did really well when he was young, and then there was a period of his films where he made dumb romantic comedies,
Yeah.
just like over and over, just dumb.
They
And
were
then like he did like Interstellar and like Mud
Yeah.
was another good movie of his. So they call it like the McConaissance.
Yeah.
Like he got back. I just don't think it'll happen for Adam Sandler if he keeps going the way he's doing. Like this
Yeah.
Ridiculous 6 is just supposed to be really bad.
Yeah.
And it
Oh,
was
yeah.
racist. Like there was a bunch of Native Americans that were on the cast that like left because he was really insensitive. Like the movie was insensitive to Indians and stuff like that. So I don't know. I really liked him. Big Daddy and Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore,
Yeah.
Waterboy. All those movies were
Well,
really
like,
good at their time.
He had his comedy bit, and then he made a handful of movies about that, and then that was it.
Mhm.
He had new stuff.
Yeah.
Because even on his SNL days, it was kind of the same characters,
Mhm.
like
Some
as like the
dumb-
Water Boy. That kind of
Yeah.
voice he does, it
Mhm.
was on SNL
Mhm.
as I think
Well, yeah,
the
they're all
Opera Man.
those are all
Yeah.
just essentially SNL movies.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, just like,
It's like-
just like Blues Brothers as an SNL movie.
yeah.
Not at the
Trading
Roxbury.
Trading
Not at the
Spaces with
Roxbury.
Aykroyd and what's his
Eddie
name?
Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. That's an SNL movie.
Well, yeah, and then
You know,
Not at the Roxbury and
yeah, that's an SNL skit.
there's been some other ones, but yeah, so it was those movies are just like, what if that character is now playing golf, and
Yeah.
then he just playing golf. So and then he started making the like I think
Well,
we
like-
said after Click, that was
Yeah.
my point. Like Click started it, and then he did like the ones with Kevin James where he was
Yeah. Like Kevin James is good on the
I thi-
TV shows, like not movies.
King of the Hill or
Yeah,
King.
King of Queens.
King of
I
Queens.
think
That was
Kevin,
fun.
one
That
of
was
Kevin James' last movies that he did, where he was the fighter.
Here Comes
I've
the
heard-
Boom.
yeah.
It wasn't bad.
I heard that was all right.
It wasn't bad. I did see that movie because it was on Netflix or something or
I
some
mean,
free.
and I think like Henry Winkler's just taking anything he can get.
Yeah, that's kind of because Adam Sandler did The Cobbler, not good. It was ridiculous. plot.
Was it? He did also Mr. Polly Penguin or something.
No, that was Jim Carrey.
That was Jim
Mr.
Carrey, okay.
Popper's
Mr.
Penguins.
Popper's
Yeah, Jim
Penguins.
Carrey's
Jim-
got
I
a new like
never
crime
saw it.
show called True Crimes that he's going to be doing,
Really?
where he plays.
Like-
yeah,
Because we always thought of Jim Carrey as like the comedy guy, and then he's did a few serious movies, which he did very well. It's like,
Mhm.
holy wow, we didn't know he had this side. I don't know if Adam Sandler cares enough to be able to do that. If
It's probably work. It's
yeah.
probably like he's fine with just.
making
I wish he wasn't fine with just.
It's like he's making movies for
gliding
the
through it.
actors that don't have work
His
otherwise.
friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah,
Why?
Like Rob Schneider's in pretty much every movie that he makes.
Mhm.
So it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I bet Rob Schneider needs a paycheck. Better.
well, like
write a
also
movie.
in like Big Daddy, there's Rob Schneider, and then the two friends he had there, and
Mhm.
Jon Stewart was in there.
Yeah, the friend.
But obviously Jon Stewart did his own thing, but yeah, like it's interesting that it's just
Jon Stewart went on to be successful.
yeah, it's just a group of friends fucking making movies. Like,
yeah. Well, no, I
That's
think
the
that's
dream.
fine. Yeah, I mean, Kevin Smith does it. All
Yeah.
his friends are all in all his movies, which is it's fine to do, but if the movie's
certain-
good,
yeah, at a
like
certain
if,
point.
if the movie is written,
which I
well-
guess they don't care if what their their publicity
Yeah.
is. They're just making money and
Well,
having
that's
fun.
it, and that's the thing is that I think they're all fine separately, but if you get them all together, they just slip back into
Well,
Like how they are
the
anyway.
grown-ups movies were.
I saw one of them. It wasn't.
I saw the
bad.
first. It wasn't. It wasn't
I
bad.
don't remember
it was
which
just,
one it was. They
It's
were
like
at the lake house.
I think that was. Well, I only saw.
I think that might have been the first
one. I only saw the first one. The second one, I think.
Where he gets shot in the foot with the arrow, right?
Probably. But
Yeah,
it
I
was
heard the
just
first
them
one was
making fun
alright.
of each other. So if you're
Yeah.
like that ribbing
Well, that's
kind
the
of
thing. It
comedy,
was kind of just them
it
being
was that.
them
Yeah, it
as
was-
adults.
Mhm. Yeah, and that was the whole old friends that got back together, and they're just making inside funny jokes to themselves, and that was the movie. And one of them has hot daughters and an ugly daughter, and
Yeah.
uh,
I think it was.
Selma Hayek was there.
Yeah.
So it was just a lazy movie, but okay because it was just
Yeah.
nothing ridiculous in it. And then I don't know. He just if he works at it, he can do fine. But with how much money he has, I don't think he's
Yeah.
cares to. Like he's just
Honey,
I'll
would
ju-
you want another boat? All right, we're making a movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that's what the John Lennon McCartney quote is like. Hey Paul, do you want another pool? Or is like, or let's write another swimming pool. You can just write a song and buy a swimming pool.
Yeah. Well, I was watching. I think it was some
Yeah,
top 10 thing, whereas a whole bunch of like modern pop songs were written in like 30 minutes or an hour, like,
Mhm.
and they made millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I think one of them was the Lord's
Royals.
Royals. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
she wrote that in like an afternoon.
Yeah, and it made her career.
Well, I think we're about to wrap up here pretty quick. I think.
Yeah, it's
here.
been going on hour 20.
Oh,
now,
wow.
So, that's fine. That doesn't matter. It's
5-hour podcast.
So yeah, Star Wars.
yeah. So
This
next
week.
week.
And a fun fact: did you guys know that Revenge of the Sith, the last Star Wars movie, came out 10 years ago?
Oh,
Came out in 2005.
Revenge of the that was the last of
Yeah.
the prequels. So 10
Came out
years.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Don't you feel old?
Yeah, that's always weird.
Like I had a friend of mine saying like, yeah, I felt like we're. It was actually last night. She said, I think I'm the youngest person in this room, so that makes me feel good. And I was like, oh, you feel good about your age? Let me tell you, the last Star Wars movie only came out 10 years ago.
well, it's what always blew my mind was like Lion King. Like
Yeah.
there was like one thing where I saw Lion King came out 20 years ago or something
I
something
think it was
ridiculous.
90.
Like, oh my god.
Or almost, I think it's 95. Yeah, 95, 96.
So it could have been that.
Well,
too.
Just like throwing
the
up
whole
on yourself.
the whole CG, all the stuff. Toy Story was one of the first ones. I think that was 96. So that was like
well, it
almost
was. It was
20
the
years.
first full length CGI movie.
So
20 years.
20
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
And I remember
We're getting
when
old.
that came out.
30 hours per frame.
Yeah, like it was. Yeah, render time was ridiculous
yeah.
on that.
And the people.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, for sure, Pixar's. We talked about that last time. The first toy short
Yeah.
that they did, the baby was just horrifying. If you
Yeah.
want nightmares,
Yeah.
look at that. But yeah, and
Said the turtles look better than that baby.
but yeah. Let's see. What else were we going to talk about? I guess a side note for Logical. If you remember, episode 25, we had a comedian from Hollywood, Mark Selzer, on the show. It was before Jason.
It was
and Dave.
before my time.
It was before. Yeah, it was before. It was me and Fish and interviewed him, and he reached out to us, and he's going to be doing a podcast on the network, a Logical network called Pod Potatoes with Mark Selzer, where he's going to bring in guests and talk about what's going on and stuff like that. So be on the lookout for that.
We're getting noticed.
We're climbing up the ladder of internet fame, but or maybe not. Who knows? But that's going to be happening.
Always seem positive.
Exactly.
David, do you want to plug your stuff really quick?
Yeah. David, what's-
Yeah, I just came out with another episode. So yeah, it's at Travel Red Class.
Mhm.
YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll link to it in the description.
Travel Red Class is owned by the Illogical Media Corporation.
After every sentence, I'll insert it. But
Follow me on Twitter, Travel Red Class.
so be on the look. We'll check those out for sure. Subscribe so you're up to date on all that when new things come out. But to find all those links, logicool.com. And
Then
just
we should
follow-
have our Twitter handles and
yeah
Facebooks and all that stuff
Yeah.
on there. So
yeah everything. Make sure you check out that site to find all those links and then subscribe from there.
everything the aspiring stalker needs.
Exactly, definitely. We don't mind stalkers if it's
Friendly stalkers.
Friendly stalkers.
Stalkers are okay. Female only.
Female.
10 out of 10.
Oh no. As long as you're Carrie Fisher and
No.
Carrie Fisher is stalking you. Okay, but that's about it. We'll be back next Monday with another episode, and that episode we'll have seen Star Wars, so we'll probably discuss that a bit. See if
That'll
we-
be a spoiler-free episode.
spoiler
maybe.
full.
Yeah.
Well, Jason will be spoiler free, and I'll be spoiler full. So-
Well, I mean,
Just
I'm
bring
talking
the
about
mic and record the
like I'm
video.
ta- we're going to be talking about cars, so spoiler-free.
oh, yeah. Okay, good one. Good joke. All right, yeah. So that's about it. I'll see if I can clean this up at all with editing in post.
7 different outros.
Yeah. What is this? A Lord of the Rings movie?
I was going to have a cheesy outro, but I don't know if any of you are lactose intolerant.
Stole my joke, you son of a bitch.
Oh, dang it. Okay. All right. See y'all next week. We'll be back hopefully unless we
Happy Star Wars.
Yep, happy